Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today I'm on the second floor, and yeah, behind me is the power in, but that's not what I'm gonna show you. I've been working on another project, a project that I started like many years ago, but I gotten a little further. Up here I have this kind of the second floor. It's up under the roof. If you saw my insulation videos from last year, that was where I was. So let's have the camera and go up there. Oops. This is my attic. Right now the sun is shining outside, so it's pretty hot in here. It's not supposed to be hot in here because of all the insulation, but well, I'm not done insulating. As you've seen, I put on these bats. It's the bats that are over there, and it's kind of a hard insulation. You can actually knock on it and it will give a nice clunk. But I wanna make this attic like a place where you can go up and sleep. I wanna insulate it up here under the roof and put on walls, and I want a couple of mattresses, so you can, with a little stair, you can go up here and it will be a sleeping quarter. And I'm insulating the back wall also with the hard insulation. The leftovers I'm putting on with the tiling glue, tiling adhesive or something like that. Last weekend I kind of fixed this wall, the concrete or mortar between the bricks was so fragile, so I put an extra layer on them so that I can better put on the insulation. I want the walls to go all the way up to this piece that I've sawed off here. I was looking at going all the way up in the corner, but I kind of decided that I didn't really need that. And in this way I could save a piece of the wood that goes over to the other side, and maybe, I don't think so, but it might be stabilizing the house a little bit. A year before I bought the house, the roof was redone, and you can see that out here. This is an old beam and this is a new beam, and the old beams where the old roof was at, it doesn't extend further than this beam. The new beam extends over here and just a little bit to this beam over here. So, and the new beams was probably put up to give the roof a deeper slope, so the snow and the water would go off easily. A bigger angle, I guess. And out here I need to redo the insulation when I get there. And I'll need to insulate this wall as well. Right now there is insulation up here, which is, it's not that necessary to what I'm thinking of doing. So this is the wall that I've been putting a little extra concrete on. I'm not done. It's like up there the tiles are more or less pretty bad, but I'll just give it an extra layer, and then the rock wool, I can just hit this. You can hear that. These bats are quite hard and they're pretty cool to work with. and you just cut them with a knife, and I put on some tiling concrete and stick them to the wall, and they're on there pretty well, no problem. Over here the wall was so bad, it was, even when I was putting on this concrete thing like stuff, it was like trying to fix a biscuit. Here I want a back wall, and to get this back wall flush I needed to make some deeper holes. This thing is for an antenna that's outside of the house. Because the wall is so bad, they put some wooden boards, quite thick ones, on the inside and screwed it to that as well. So both the wall and these planks would be holding the antenna outside. And they were sticking out like this far, and I kind of decided that I just wanted it to go flush with this, so that would give me probably this much more room in here. I did that. It didn't take long. I just removed the bolt one at a time and took this off, and I had a hole saw and just made a hole, and I removed the wood with a chisel, and I just did that 4 times, no problem. Up here I've added another board, the top one, and that one is for a piece of wood that will go over that way. Let's just see it the other way. Here it is, and the next one, and then I haven't gotten any further than that. You can see back there, this is how they were all made, and I'll need to go in there, where's my finger, and cut a bit of this corner off and go over. But I'll put up a piece of wood like this. I already cut this piece of wood in the right angle and stuff, and it will go up like this one, just over there, somewhere there. And I've measured it out so that a board of 20 centimeters can go up here and go across, and that will hold the top insulation in place. So that's the plan. I still have a bit of black here. Here is open, and as well here, and I need to insulate that with the hard rock wool boards. It's kind of a difficult piece because there is 2 pieces of roof that meets up right there. So I've saved the hardest part for last. Don't know if that was a good idea, but let's see what happens. It must be. It is definitely possible. A lot of the work that I've been doing up here has been with the cabling. Down here, beneath this corner, is where the electrics are, and a lot of cables came up here, and I had actually started to bring up the cables up here and go up under the roof and that away, and well, I decided that was not the best place to have them, so I've been moving them. Also, I have this fluorescent light over here that was hanging up here, and I had to move that. And I had another one on another hanger over here, and I have had to remove that as well. And that just takes a lot of time playing with with wiring and power, because I had to turn off the power up here while working on that. So that's actually why this little lamp is here, which it has a funny sound. It's buzzing. But yeah, that's why that is here. So this is a project up under the roof. I was hoping to get this done before the winter and frost get here. I would like to have this fully insulated by then. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but otherwise I'll just cover this hole and everything will be good. But the idea is that this hole should be open and go all the way up. So when you're down there, there will be a hole in the ceiling with a ladder up, and I thought that would look cool. So that's the idea. And in here, there's all this space behind here. It might not look very big on the camera, but there's a lot of good space there, and I want to be able to use that. So what will happen is I'm gonna put on boards here for the wall, but I want to make holes in them. Like here is a nice big hole. So I'll put up a board and I'll make like a service hatch, so that I could actually put in stuff in there. Don't underestimate the need for storage. It's always good to have a place to put your stuff. And up under the roof is pretty good. It's very dry up here, except in the winter when if you go back, you'll see that I made a video up here where it had been snowing and the snow had blown in under the roof, and there were piles of snow up here. And I did try to stop that by putting in the hard rock wool and up under the roof. So now this shouldn't be able to get very much snow in here. And when this is insulated, the snow will not have anywhere to go. And hopefully it will just go away. But yeah, this is what I'm thinking up here. I have this hole here now, and right now I'm building sleeping quarters to one side, but there's a lot of room to the other side as well. So later on I could build one more to the other side. Oh yeah, I had to saw off a little bit of this piece of wood. No problem. It's a piece of wood from the old roof, and it's not really being used anymore. It's not holding anything. It's just there. The new piece is holding the roof up. The old piece is just there. And I've been trying. I don't know if I should take it out or just leave it. Until further, I'll just leave it there. But yeah, it's still there. Yeah, it has got, some of them has gotten some water at some point, and that's probably why there's new ones attached. Before the roof was redone, I think it was 2004 or something like that, it had concrete tiling, and now it has some black tiling. I don't know what that is called. I have decided that I want to make a little more concrete to put on the wall up in the attic. And over here I have a bit of materials for that. This is normal cement, and this is tiling cement for putting up tiles. And underneath I have something, the stuff you put between bricks. Mortar, I think it's called. I'm not sure. And I'm gonna mix some of that. I'm gonna use most of it is gonna be the mortar because it's the cheapest stuff. It's not very important what the mix is. This will stick by itself, but I'm just putting in a bit of tiling glue or cement or adhesive, because it makes it stick more like glue, which is pretty good when you have something that is like a biscuit up there. And I have some water. In English it's called tile adhesive. I hope I'm saying that's almost ready. Right. But it's a fantastic product to work with because it sticks to everything. Mix it around. I'm making a little bucket because I have to carry it up there and climb up on a ladder and stuff like that. Otherwise I could make a big bucket of cement concrete, but this is easier to handle, even though it's a bit harder to do it more than once. It would be easier if I just mixed a big one and carried it up there, but well, I started this way, I'm probably gonna finish it this way. I have a water bottle that I spray on the wall before I start. That makes this substance sink in a little better, so I'll go fill this one. This is the ladder that I have to climb up to go up on the roof, but I am just able to put up the materials and just put up the camera and climb up here. So here is the wall that I want to do, and I have my little spray bottle, and I'll just make it wet to get this to stick better and sink in. And the spiders have been enjoying themselves up here. There's spider web everywhere. But the concrete will cover that up very well as well. And this one is it's not very good. and the wall is very dry. It's really sucks up some of this water well. I'll continue this, get back. And now, half an hour later, I have emptied the bucket and it's divided out on the wall. There are some spots that are missing like this, but it's a rock that is sticking out. So I don't want any more material on that, because when I continue this, I want it to stick out as little as possible so that it will stick to it as well as possible. So I've actually put in some material all the way around it, so now the rock is not sticking out nearly as much as it did before. I went up through this side as well, and I continued a little down here as well. Oops. Right here. And here. They removed some of the rock when they put in this antenna, so I've been redoing that. But yeah, this took me half an hour to do. It's totally overkill because I'm gonna put on the insulation afterwards and no one is ever gonna see that. So I know that it's done very well underneath the insulation, so that makes me feel good. This is why this kind of stuff always takes a lot longer than you think it will take. These wires are, it's more or less power for the entire house, and I have no idea where they go. So I have to find that out a little at the time, and I follow the cable down to the cable or the fuse box, and I have to each time remember what I did the last time. I've actually started to mark the cables on the electric fuse box. Like this is S3, so one of those cable will be marked S3, and S is for sikring, and it means fuse in Danish. Fuse is of course English, but sikring is Danish and that means fuse. So I'm gonna mark each of these cables with what fuse they are connected to, and on the fuse box there is a description of what that fuse is powering. And this is it. I have marked the different fuses. Like S1 is the living room and S2 is the first floor, and S3 is the loft or the second floor, and then there's the basement and the kitchen that is gonna be on the first floor, and outside and lights. Then there's a couple of fuse boxes that are not used, and down here we have, these are called P1 and P2, and that's for power. So that's probably very good English. And in Denmark we have 400 volts. Actually this is 450 volts approved. And one of these goes to the basement and the kitchen, and the other one is for the water heater in the basement. So I'm starting to try and get a better view of the cables, and here I've marked the cables, which cable that goes into which fuse box, and it's those markings that I want to extend to up on the ceiling and actually all the way down to the switches on the wall, so that I can maybe take the cover off a switch and see which fuse box that switch is for. So that's part of the project, to get a better understanding of how the wiring works in this house. So that was it for this video. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to my channel. I do like to see you again. Have a really nice day.